when Taylor Swift called Jimmy Fallon to have this clip removed from the internet.
She has a very long back.
Taylor Swift.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to chime in and talk about the Taylor Swift, Kayla Nicole situation, if you want to call it that. Taylor Swift recently released a new album, and on that album she has a song called Opalite, where she has a lyric that says, "She was in her phone and you were just a pose," talking about Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole, saying that Kayla Nicole did not pay Travis Kelce any mind. She wasn't present in the relationship, and that she pretty much just used Travis Kelce as a prop or a pose to help boost her image and her career. And pretty much saying that, like, she's the better woman, Taylor is saying. And in another song on that album called Eldest Daughter, Taylor also said, "But I'm not the baddest, and this isn't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down." So she's pretty much saying, like, again, in reference to a Black woman, and who else would it be but Kayla Nicole, because that was Travis's most recent love interest. And it could also be reference to his other exes who also happen to be Black women. But she's saying, like, look, Travis, you were down in the gutter with the baddies and they all played you. But even though I'm not a savage, like I'm not a baddie, I'm not going to let you down, and I'm the right choice. And Taylor has kind of always assumed this position where whenever a man dogs her out, or whenever a relationship ends and then like she gets into a new relationship with a guy, she always tries to make it seem as if she's the better choice than all the others, like typical pick me energy. And that seems to be at play here in this situation. But what's funny to me is that even though, and as an aside, all of this could honestly be a ploy, as I say with any entertainer, just take what they say and do as a grain of salt, because their job is to entertain you. And for Taylor, that's entertainment through selling music. And Taylor knows that the fastest way to make sales is to be provocative and catch people's attention. And by having these lyrics and making subtle shade towards Kayla Nicole is a very quick and easy way to do that. It's like, I'm going to stick it to the ex, and me as a white woman, I'm going to stick it to the ex who also happened to be the Black girl, like a Black girl. She's also incorporating a bit of like racial war, racial tension, if you will, to help her make her sales. So whether she believes this or not, like, who cares? But on the flip side, the fact that Taylor has pretty much dedicated not one, but two, and I haven't listened to any other songs on the album, so I don't know if she's like referenced anybody else, but the fact that she's dedicated two songs to Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, it honestly says a lot about the self-esteem, or the lack thereof, of a lot of white women when it comes to women of color, particularly Black and mixed race women. According to your logic, Taylor, and your followers, like, you won. People were saying like, oh, she won. She got the ring in 2 years, and she's a billionaire. She's worth much more than Kayla. But yet still, you're dedicating two songs on your album to the ex-girlfriend. It's not like, you were with Travis Kelce and then he broke up with you and went to Kayla. Kayla is old news. Kayla is ancient history, and he moved on to you, and you still dedicated a song to her. Two songs to her. It says a lot about the lack of self-esteem that a lot of these women have, that even when you are ancient history, even when you are not in the room, even when you do not interact with some of these women, they will still make it their duty to be triggered by you. As a disclaimer, this does not apply to every single white girl. I just want to make that clear. There are a lot of white women who are not insecure like Taylor Swift and don't think like that, so don't misconstrue what I'm saying. When I was in pageantry, this one white girl, she was talking to other women of color that weren't Black, and she pretty much said how white women are very insecure about their bodies. So like, a component of pageantry is like, we have a swim competition where you pretty much are supposed to show off your body, your physique, and you show that off in a swimsuit. Like your entire body, all of your flaws are on display for people to critique. And so she was kind of saying, like, this is difficult for me and a bunch of other white women because, like, white women are insecure about their body. And I think that's honestly true. The fact that, true for some white women, the fact that Taylor Swift made a song referencing Kayla Nicole as a baddie, like her saying, oh, I'm not the baddest, is telling of that. Because if you look in the tabloids, like people used to make a lot of, most recently would make a lot of unprovoked comments about Taylor Swift's body and would compare her to Kayla Nicole. And even though an argument that came up was that, like, oh, Travis made the right decision in being with Taylor because she is a billionaire and she can like expand his social circle, whatever, a lot of people from multiple walks of life and races were saying like, Travis, you lost. Like you went from dating bad women, not just Kayla Nicole, but some other women that he's also been with, including Zuri Hall. You went from like those baddies, like look at Kayla Nicole's body, to having to downgrade pretty much to be with Taylor Swift and her flat booty. And obviously that stuck with Taylor Swift because like she made a song about it saying, oh, even though I'm not the baddest, pretty much even though I'm not built like a baddie, like I still have something to contribute and offer to this relationship. And it's like, Taylor, like, where's your self-esteem? If you know that you are valuable and that you have worth, you shouldn't be trying to convince your listeners pretty much, and probably your man, that you are valuable even though you're not built like Kayla Nicole. And a lot of white women will kind of do this where they'll compare their body to yours, or they'll automatically see you as a threat because you simply just showed up. Like you're not arrogant, you're not puffed up, but the fact that you have this body that people are paying tens of thousands of dollars for and putting their life on the line to achieve automatically makes you a threat. Like you live literally rent free in their minds when you enter the room, and you trigger an insecurity that a lot of them have. And I remember when, back to my pageant story, I remember when that girl was kind of like weird with me. Like she would try to like follow me on social media and add me, but like she would never talk to me in person. And I realized that she wanted to she wanted to monitor what I was doing, but like joke was on her. I don't post anything on social media. So you get absolutely nothing. And when she realized that like I wasn't going to continue to play into her game of like, oh, I'll interact with you on social media, but not in person, she eventually ended up unfriending me on Facebook. And I was like, okay, girl, like, bye. And when she also saw that I also don't post anything for her to monitor, she probably saw that like, okay, I'm not going to be able to keep tabs on this person. But I remember like her and her friend, I had on like this jumpsuit for like, we were in like some training session, and I had on like a jumpsuit. Like during pageantry, like you're supposed, even if you're in a conference, like you're supposed to like dress up. So I had on this jumpsuit that had like, that showed a lot of cleavage. And I remember like her friend was like, oh my gosh, girl, like I was gonna wear that jumpsuit. Like, are you gonna stay in that? Because usually after each conference, some of the girls change, which is kind of ridiculous, multiple times a day. And her friend was like, oh, are you gonna like stay in that? Because if you are, like, I can't compete with you. Like, I'm just gonna put on something else. Because she's like, girl, like your body is like everything. And like I understand like not wanting to wear the same thing as someone else, because I know that some girls get offended or annoyed when like girls wear the same thing as them. So I get like maybe she was asking as a courtesy, but what really stuck out to me was when she said like, "Oh, I can't compete with that body. Like your body's crazy, so I'm gonna put on something else." Pretty much saying that if I put on that same jumpsuit that you have, I'm gonna look ridiculous. So let me save myself the embarrassment and put on something else. And it's like, girl, like, you don't need to see someone else's body as if you went to the store, tried it on, you thought that the jumpsuit looked good on you enough for you to purchase it. Like, be confident in your own physique and in your own ability, regardless of what someone else does. And this is the type of mentality that a lot of non-Black women have, why they kind of like will attack Black women like unprovoked, because they feel threatened. They feel threatened by the fact that like you're confident and that you're literally the blueprint, that you have the physique again, you set the trends when it comes to fashion. And so, like, the fact that you're able, like, you were literally born that way and you didn't have to do anything to achieve that aesthetic, a lot of them are triggered, which is why sometimes, even unprovoked, like you'll be met with a lot of hostility in public. Something as simple as someone not letting you merge. When they see you, they didn't even get to see your entire fit, your entire body. They just saw your face and saw the face card, and when it felt threatened, and they won't let you merge when you're driving, or maybe you're at school and they're just mean to you for no reason. A common sign of this is when you come across a group of girls and they start laughing. And it's like, pff, I've never even had a conversation with you. Like, what's so funny? They are talking shit about you as a way to appease how they feel about you. And this is Taylor's way of, she didn't say anything derogatory or disrespectful per se about Kayla, but the fact that she made a song saying, like, oh, she was never a good woman because she didn't pay attention to you, Travis, the way that I do. And, even though she's a baddie and she's got an amazing body pretty much, like, I'm the better woman. I'm the better choice. Pick me's like those will always lose. Even if they end up getting the ring, even if they were chosen by the man, they won the prize of getting the man, they end up losing when they do embarrassing things like this. It's like babes. Instead of you focusing on your new man or your new relationship, you're thinking about me and writing a song about it and publishing it. Like, the joke's on you, sweetheart. And don't get it wrong, like, Kayla, and I made a private members only video about this, but Kayla pretty much embarrassed herself when he was on stage with Chris Brown and then said that she did that for brown girls. That still doesn't take away from the fact that Kayla is a baddie. Like, Kayla is, regardless of the fact that people try to like diminish her career, she's like a sports journalist. She still has a very lucrative career. The fact that people still try to diminish that, one thing that you cannot take away from Kayla Nicole is the fact that she is a sexy woman. Not only is she beautiful in the face, but she has an amazing body. And I don't set the rules, so don't get mad at me, but human beings, men in particular, are socialized to value women for looking like Kayla Nicole and many other beautiful women across different races and ethnicities, because it is a sign of fertility, right? Having the curvaceous hips that Kayla Nicole has, having a full bosom, like, it signals like, oh, you are able to carry offspring and thereby carry on my lineage, even if it is not that person's intention to have children. Even if he's not thinking, oh, I'm trying to marry this girl and have children with her, but like in his mind, because fertility is a sign of beauty and health for women, that's what makes you like attractive. Which is why also, like, a lot of women, even if they don't have a beautiful face, like Drake's baby mom for example, a lot of people still find her desirable because she has an amazing body. That makes her a baddie in society standards. So even if you have lots of money, clearly, even if you're a billionaire, you have much more money than your man, that won't necessarily save you from having low self-esteem, because of the way that society is set up, because of the way that society values women and oftentimes will pit women against each other. Let's face it, when people made, and it was primarily men who were doing this, making comments about Travis Kelce downgrading because her body, like her bum is flat and like she has no sex appeal, and saying like, bro, like, you left Kayla Nicole for that, like, you're losing. That is them pitting Kayla and Taylor against each other. And it kind of sounds like Taylor took the bait and made a song. I mean, at the end of the day, Taylor's going to get paid from this. There are people who support Taylor Swift and love her and she can do no wrong. And even if you just want to listen to the lyrics, like listen to the song or listen to the lyrics, she's still getting paid. So she's good either way. But mentally, behind all the billions that she has, that won't save you from having low self-esteem and just being insecure. And I think that Kayla kind of, he's responded to the relationship in other clips, like when it was first broken out, they were together, and then the engagement, and now this. She's kind of lightly touched upon the response, but I like how Kayla said that, like, she doesn't compete with other women. And it's true, because at the end of the day, like, getting a man is not a prize, especially a man like Travis Kelsey. Like he strikes me as like a wanksta, like a wigger. He strikes me as maybe not so much now, ever since he got with Taylor, but like before, he looked like a typical like dusty white male. That's not a prize at all. So I say all this to say, if you feel like you're getting shade or feel slighted by non-Black women, white women in particular, this is probably why. If you look like Kayla Nicole, you're talented, you're kind of just minding your own business and living your best life, that is probably why, and it's a sign that you're on the right track and that you should continue. But protect yourself. Don't engage and take their bait when they want to be bullies. If you are in danger, like do what they do and play the victim. Play the victim, never retaliate and cause yourself to get out of character so that you can fit into the angry Black woman stereotype. But play the victim, let it be exposed that they are the mean bullies, and you'll come out on top. Because now look at Taylor. Like, Taylor has kind of passive aggressively been a hater, not just to Black women either. Like, she's been exposed for copying a lot of artists' lyrics, including Hilary Duff, which Hilary Duff is a bad white woman, okay? She's unproblematic, she's beautiful, she's got an amazing shape. Like, people love Hilary Duff exactly for those reasons and more. But she's been exposed for taking advantage of the fact that Hilary Duff is not as big of an artist as she is. And so, like, she used her lyrics thinking that people wouldn't remember her music. And she kind of has never kind of had to pay a consequence for being a copycat, including copying Beyonce in like a lot of her performance styles and her costumes for her performances. And now it's kind of like recently, like ever since she put out this album, like people across all races are making fun of Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift has just been catching L's for the past couple of weeks. So karma always ends up doing its job. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the topic. Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.